What's up, my friends? It's a rainy one out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Spitting this Free Sauce Friday for you guys. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about personal branding. You know, that's been our topic consistently through this Free Sauce. We're gonna keep sharing those little tips with you. So this week I wanna talk to you a little bit about Puff Daddy. Maybe you know him as P. Diddy or just Diddy, depending on how old you are, which is funny to me. That shows you how long he's been in the game and how powerful his personal brand is. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how he built his brand and how you can use that information to leverage building your own brand and create something that's just as powerful both online and in the boardroom. You know, one thing I really love about Diddy is that at this point in the world, people would trust him to run, manage, market any business, any service, any product because of the reputation that he's built for himself really since childhood. And you know, I recently read a book kind of explaining a little bit about his come up in his childhood. And if you've watched Diddy's documentary, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, it lets you see how intentional he was with every step that he took, every action he took, knowing that as long as he focused on building his personal brand, people would then trust and believe in him to do all the other things that he knew he was capable of, like the vodka, like the tequila, right? Like all the different ventures he's got his hands in, Sean John Clothing, obviously all the music stuff. But the thing about that is, in order to get all of those, he had to maintain his personal brand. He had to stay focused on his interaction and his relationship with not only followers or fans or consumers, but peers, fellow CEOs, potential business partners. You know, all of these people are seeing your personal brand the same way they were seeing his. Now, Diddy was doing this before you could just post on the cell phone. Diddy was doing it before you could just jump on YouTube and scream to the world what you were doing. He was out in the streets grinding, networking the hard way. Right now, for you and for it's 10 times, 100 times easier because all you gotta do is pull this little thing out. You can send 20, 30 messages a day to people on Instagram. You can comment on thousands of videos a day on YouTube. We automate a lot of these services for different clients because there's so much potential relationship building and so much potential lead generation on social media right now that guys like Diddy used to have to do in the streets. I'm telling you, you don't have to beat the block the way you used to. And you can learn to use your personal brand and your social influence and image online to leverage the same kind of relationships that Diddy has. At this point, you know, I had somebody ask me yesterday, actually, what is it that you do exactly? Do you just like plug people into each other? And I thought about it for a second, and the answer is yes. My brand is as a sales and marketing guy is to promote and grow businesses. But what that has created is that people trust that if I put my name on a business or service, they can trust that as well because I'm not gonna work with nobody that doesn't affiliate with my personal brand. That's my branding, right? And that's the same thing that each one of you can build for yourself and visible in Diddy's life of building that brand and making sure that every person, every action, every step that you take affiliates with your brand and your vision so that you accomplish the long-term goals that you set for yourself. You know, in a lot of ways, Diddy is everything that guys like me could hope to be in the digital marketing age, right? He's able to develop a personal brand to the point where companies pay him millions. He's gonna push $1 billion net worth to market and develop their branding, right? That's, I think, in the long run, what we're all looking to do. I can't tell you how many people we talk to, even in this gym that we've worked out with, that have a great brand, whether it's a personal brand or a business, or they have some kind of service or product that they're proud of and confident that the world should see. I speak to artists on a daily basis that are very confident that their music can and should touch the world. Diddy's a great example of what it means to focus on building your personal brand to then drive all those back to the other revenue streams for you, right? So obviously music was his primary foundation that he was building from. But nowadays it's not the biggest revenue stream he has. It's not the biggest income stream that he has, right? The reason why that is because he's been able to build his personal brand in a way that people trust him. They believe him as an expert, right? He's always had his finger on the pulse of the millennial generation, of what's popular, what's coming, what's going to be cool with our generation and younger, slightly older, right? So that being said, you can use that influence that you can create for yourself online right now to then say, hey, I'm more than just an influencer. I have an understanding of what's going on in the world. Social media gives me my finger on the pulse of what's trending. You use that influence and then it's much easier to get into the boardroom meetings. I can't tell you how many relationships I've built through just having social media presence. They think highly of me because of my presence online. I'm able to interact and network with them. They want to build something similar or implement something like that in their business, and we're able to collaborate solely because of the social influence that I have, and it's very, very minuscule right now. Each one of you has the potential to build your own branding in a way that it's more powerful than mine or more powerful than Diddy's. If that's what you want to push it towards, it's up to you, really.
I think it's also important to notate how Diddy's been able to keep his branding fresh and consistent over the years. Constantly keep, like I said earlier, keeping his finger on the pulse of things to know where to change, how to change, who to market to, how to market to them, right? So for me, you guys know, this is where my branding started at, right? In here, pulling some shit, something like this, right? But we evolve, baby.
Now, this is my branding. Mr. Smokes Weed a Lot, Mr. Piss People Off Online, right? I smoke weed and own businesses is the reason why more people every day fuck with me online, right? You can buy that on a t-shirt soon, so stay tuned for that. Pissing people off and being authentic is my brand. It's not who I've always been online. I used to be much more reserved, very fitness oriented. If you followed me for a few years, you've seen that. So much like Diddy, I've had to evolve my branding, and now it's more than just me, right? You know, we have the whole team of people that implement the different thoughts and ideas that create this character, this brand, right? So you have to constantly be able to evolve and stay consistent so you can reach new people and be forever growing. So the way that Diddy was able to consistently keep reaching those new audiences as they were younger and younger, as he's consistently getting older, is by keeping an eye on the trends and knowing what content to put out, right? So he started obviously in the music space, and that was always the foundation of what he did. You know, after Biggie passed, he transitioned into making more music himself, and he continued to stay in that space no matter where business and life took him. He knew what was his foundation, right? So that's why he always had the content that was keeping him consistent with that space. He had Making the Band on MTV. Shortly after that, he ended up making basically a competitor to MTV. A lot of you might not even know that. He had his own music channel, pretty exclusively for music video and promotion. So that's a key to what Diddy was able to do, is making sure that his content was consistently touching who it was supposed to. You know, I'm from Charlotte. I'm a Charlotte boy, so The Baby is somebody that you guys will hear me talk about all the time. And most notably because as we step more and more into this hip hop space and I speak to artists on a daily basis, The Baby is not necessarily, let's be honest, The Baby's not the best lyrical artist in almost any room that he sits down in, more than likely. But what he does have is phenomenal personal branding, right? He's been making music in Charlotte for years, been listening to him for a long time, right? But he blew up in 2019 because he built his personal brand in a way that blew up online. He was authentic, he didn't give a fuck. He was from the hood and he let people know it, and he didn't change that as he got in the public eye. You guys know the big ass head with the big ass smile. That personal branding is what has allowed him, and then Stunna on the backside, to continue to blow up, right? Even if they're not the best artists, they now have their own label because they've been able to use that branding to create BDE, right? So again, it's the same thing as Diddy. The content that you're pumping out with your personal branding is as important, if not more important sometimes, than maybe the music that you're putting out if you're an artist, right? Or the product that you're looking to sell, or the service that you're looking to promote. What matters less is what you're trying to sell. What matters more is what they think about you, right? Diddy didn't go grow a $500 million portfolio of businesses overnight and then say, hey, I want to start working in the hip hop industry. Quite the opposite. He maintained his hip hop basis to scale outwards, and as he continued to pour in new fans and new eyes and new followers and reach new people, he said, hey, try this vodka, try this tequila, hey, wear this Sean John clothing, right? And if you're fucking heavy with him, you're like, okay, yeah, no problem, I got it, right? If Diddy's doing it, I want it, right? And even still, as he ages, right, he still has his finger on the pulse of what people do. And a lot of things, a lot of artists that young folks are fucking with today are being influenced by Diddy, right? If you got the chance to watch his Can't Stop, Won't Stop documentary, you know, a lot of young upcoming artists want to be that CEO feel.
Diddy always knew he wanted to be the CEO, but he had to carry his brand as an artist, right? As a producer to get there. So don't miss, the value in that statement, right? Stay consistent to your foundations, right? And use whatever it is that's catching you traction. If you're popular on TikTok and TikTok is bringing you eyes, keep pumping TikTok, If Instagram is what's bringing you eyes, keep bumping Instagram. Bump all of them, right? But whatever is your bread and butter, keep bumping it, right? Because in the long run, you want to keep getting the eyes. Once you build a relationship, and you guys have heard me say many times that your branding is nothing more than your relationship with the consumer without ever actually touching you or shaking your hand, right? So as you continue to increase your brand image and your relationship with the people that touch you online, it becomes easier and easier to move them, to call to action. Hey, buy this $25 t-shirt, right? Hey, buy this $100 hoodie, right? Whatever it is. Hey, buy my new album. Buy buy brand coaching from me. Buy content creation from Peyton and Tristan. All kinds of different services, right? But I'm not gonna get online and say, hey, come buy personal branding from me. If you wanna grow online, like social media, you should come buy from me. Just today only, I'm running a $99 sale. That's not what it's about. It's about the branding, right? People fuck with me because I'm G Money. I walk through the gym and every single day, someone new wants to talk to me about their brand or their business or how to make money online. I promise you, not one day goes by in that gym that we don't have that conversation with somebody. And that's because I built my brand as that online. I don't have to say, hey, do you have a business that I can help you with? Hey, do you want to become an influencer and grow online? I don't have to say those things because my brand has been built for me already, right? And now we're getting to a point where all of my content is generally value-based, right? It's either teaching you how to better your mindset, teaching you about branding yourself, teaching you about fitness. Now we're gonna dick off a little bit. We're gonna have fun and do some skits, right? And add other things to the branding, but making sure that we stay consistent to what's got us here. And that's me having these conversations with you guys every week, right? And that's what the free sauce is this week. Build your personal brand. Use your personal brand to leverage your popularity, your influence to all the long-term goals that you're trying to get to. People say, well, I don't need followers. It's not, I'm a real estate agent. It doesn't matter if I have 50,000 followers or I don't need this. I'm just local here. But then in the same sentence or in the same conversation, turn around and tell me that they want to have $100 million. Their long-term goal is this big, but they're short-sighted in their personal branding. You're not going to get this big if you don't have the branding to carry you that far. Simple as that. So I could talk for this forever. You guys know that this is what I do professionally. I don't talk about it too much. I'd rather sit down with you over a Zoom call, face-to-face, and build your brand and help you guys in that aspect. But it's what we do professionally. I could talk forever about it. It's so fucking important, right? If you got any questions about how you can build your personal brand, if you need help with content creation, scaling what you're doing online on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, if you just want to learn how to build your brand out of your personality, let's talk. Reach out to me, right? We're here to help you guys, and I promise you that if you want to get to the levels that Diddy is at, or even the levels that I'm at on a very minute level in comparison, you have to start building your personal brand right now. So that's all I got for you guys this week. We're going to talk more and more about this, I promise you that. But for now, I'm G Money, and I'm out.